I'm really excited about this topic because we have a garden, and this spring every day I look out my kitchen window and I think to myself, I need to get started on that garden. And then I just go about my busy day and I leave the garden unattended. So I'm optimistic that creating this video is going to motivate me to get that garden going. You may be a very experienced gardener, or you might be like me and have basically no experience. In this video, I'm going to talk about what to expect when it comes to gardening in North Idaho. Thank you for watching. My name is Leslie Simpson, and I make a new video on life and real estate here in North Idaho every week. If you like my content, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell on for notifications so that you don't miss a video. I make videos on all sorts of topics: market updates, neighborhood tours, information about schools, things to do in the area, community events, and just in general, I try to give my viewers some insight into what it is like to live in the Coeur d'Alene area. I am a local realtor, so if you are thinking about moving to North Idaho, I would love to connect about your home search and help you find a house. My contact information is in the description below. Here in the Coeur d'Alene area, we are considered a continental inland climate rather than a coastal one. So our climate and weather is very different than our neighbors on the west side of the Cascade Mountains in western Washington. Our climate has more extremes between day and nighttime temperatures. In the summer, we might have 90 degrees in the day and 50 degrees at night. Precipitation is heaviest in fall, winter, and spring, and July and August are almost totally dry. Our growing season averages around 120 frost-free days from mid to late May to mid to late September. Our daylight for gardening in the summer stretch is from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. In the winter, it's only light from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. That is 16 hours of summer growing versus just 9 hours of daylight in the winter. The United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, has devised a system to provide gardeners with a basic guide to plant hardiness: how much winter cold a plant can withstand. In case you're a new gardener like me, plant hardiness zones are geographical regions categorized by their average annual minimum winter temperature, and these zones are used by gardeners and growers to determine which plants are likely to thrive in a particular area. Here in North Idaho, it is recommended to choose Zone 4 or Zone 5 plants. You will always be safe choosing plants that fall below a 4. The plant hardiness zone map shows us to be in a Zone 6 or maybe even a 7, but because of our extreme temperatures, it's better to choose a plant in Zone 4 or 5 to be safe. Plants from frost-free climates and tropical latitudes, such as flowers, vegetables, or fruits, need to be started indoors, under grow lights, or bought as transplants from nurseries. If we had a long, hard winter, sometimes with the snow cover for 4 months, soils are slow to warm up in the spring. So use a soil thermometer to check the actual soil temperature. The soil must be at least 50 degrees to start cool weather veggies such as lettuce, spinach, and peas, and we don't usually plant these seeds before late April. If we have had a long, hot summer, soils stay warm until early December. You can plant shrubs, trees, and some perennials in September to get them established before winter sets in. What about pests here in North Idaho? I don't really care about the bugs, but the deer are the biggest pest here in the Coeur d'Alene area, and they can quickly do the most damage. I have a double fenced garden, but if a child leaves that gate open, you better believe we're gonna have a deer in there by the time we realize the garden is not secure. Last summer, my daughter left the gate open one afternoon in July, and 3 deer pretty much destroyed all of our progress in that garden. It was pretty heartbreaking, and I was not very happy. I don't think she'll ever do that again. The birds also can be a problem, and last summer we did not put a net over our strawberries. So yeah, those dang birds, they just had a great summer feast eating my strawberries. My favorite thing to grow, based on my very limited experience, this list could also just be called what Leslie failed to kill in her garden last summer: rhubarb. The family that owned my house before we owned the house, left us the legacy of an amazing rhubarb plant that I basically have to do nothing to, and it just grows and comes back every year. Harvest time is June. It's now early April, and that rhubarb is already growing. Last summer, I only harvested half of it in June, and the rest of it ended up spoiling, which was a bummer. I just thought I would have more time, but I didn't. We love rhubarb pie and strawberry rhubarb jam, and this summer we are not going to waste any of it. Cherry tomatoes are another very easy thing for me to grow. As long as I made sure it was getting water, those babies just grew like crazy, easy peasy. Some of my plants that just did okay last summer, cilantro, it did fine. It got a little out of control and grew to be a very large plant, and just no one needs that much cilantro, so that was a little overwhelming. My strawberry starts, they produced about a dozen strawberries, but the birds kept eating them, and really they met their end when the deer got in. The peas also fell victim to the deer as well. We had an artichoke plant that seemed to be doing great, but it did not look pickable or ready by the end of August, and then kids went back to school and I forgot about it, so we did all of that growing of the artichoke for nothing. Here are some things that did not grow last summer. Big surprise, my watermelon did not thrive. In fact, nothing happened with those seeds. Same with my zucchini and squash. I did get some pumpkins, but I would not say that went very well. The University of Idaho Extension in Kootenai County has this very helpful resource on their website, Vegetable and Flower Planting Timetable and Seed Starting Plan. They tell you when exactly you can start planting all sorts of different vegetables and flowers. I love how easy they make this. I had to Google what is a cold frame, and it is a simple unheated structure with a transparent roof. Didn't know that. That protects plants from cold, wind, and rain, allowing for extended growing seasons and earlier starts. So maybe I need to get one of those. If you get one thing from this video, it is this handout. I think the University of Idaho did about 90% of the work for us right here. So I'm just going to throw a direct link below so that you can get it for yourself. I'll keep you posted on how my garden does this year with a full-time job and 4 kids when it comes to my garden. I just do it for fun. I do it when I can, and I am not a hardcore homesteader, obviously. Keep an eye on my YouTube shorts for garden updates.